In a very significant setback to the Rishi Sunak government, the Supreme Court has rejected an appeal by the Home Secretary to keep the Rwanda scheme in place. This Rwanda scheme has been a proposal by the Conservative government to pick up any asylum seekers that do turn up in Britain, pack them off to Rwanda, and then to give them a set of three choices. One, to seek asylum in Rwanda and stay there indefinitely. Second, to return to their country of origin. And third, to seek asylum in some third country that may admit them, but that third country will necessarily not be Britain. This has been a controversial move. It has been mired in legal controversy, and it has run into a great deal of political opposition and, of course, very strong opposition from human rights groups. It has also run into conflict with the United Nations, which has said that this proposal is illegal under international law because it would also deny asylum seekers the right to legal recourse before being packed off to Rwanda. The court had earlier upheld the appeal by groups against this scheme. The government argument was turned down, and following that, the Home Secretary went in appeal to the Supreme Court, which has now rejected that appeal from the Home Secretary. So this, in law, is the last word. But it may not be the last word on the matter. The wording of the law is rather precise in what it says and what it does not. It has rejected the scheme for Rwanda on the grounds that there is nothing in the agreement with Rwanda that necessarily guarantees that someone who comes to Rwanda or is sent to Rwanda will not be packed off to some third country against their will. That is a basis now for the rejection of the Home Secretary's appeal. But the Supreme Court ruling does not say that the very principle of sending someone to some other country from Britain is illegal, and following which the government has said that they are considering reviewing the agreement with Rwanda. If that were to be reviewed and revised and were to incorporate a guarantee from the Rwandan government that any asylum seeker from Britain sent to Rwanda will not be packed off to some other country against their will, then that whole legal argument could potentially be reopened, and the indications are that the government is headed in that direction. The government could also seek to have similar agreements in place with some other country that may offer the kind of guarantees that would satisfy the Supreme Court on this point of law. That will be a long way down the line, but clearly the government is keen to review the agreement with Rwanda and perhaps is also considering changes to domestic laws where the UK will not be covered anymore by the European Convention on Human Rights, to which it remains a signatory.